Smile, smile.
I am smiling.
I'm going to tickle you. Hi, everyone. Welcome to the PokeBeach.com podcast. My name is John. I got my water Pokemon master on the website, and I am joined by
Justin Basil of JustinBasil.com. Both of us trying not to lose our composure as John throws a terrible joke at the start of the podcast. Thank you so much, John.
What was the joke?
The one that you're going to cut out?
No, I'm not going to cut it
Man.
out. You were talking about Blue's Clues. You were talking about Blue's Clues.
I was talking about Blue's Clues, but that was hilarious either way.
Okay.
Oh.
What are we doing? Oh, we're talking about the news.
That's what we do here. Yes.
Or
this is the PokeBeach podcast.
No, why don't we announce the giveaway winners first?
No, at the end.
So last week, at the end? Oh, okay.
Yes.
Okay. All right. Well, hi everybody. We are going to jump into this sneaks news. But before that, we were expecting there to be a reveal for the special January 4.5 set, but I got up at 5 again for how many days in a row now, and still nothing. So I think Pokemon is just going to drop it when they feel like it.
Whenever that is, yep. I kind of agree with you. It probably is just a little too close to Paradox Rift's release.
Yeah, we were talking about it before, and I was like, it just feels... I mean, I know that they have done that before with... they have revealed our special sets around this time when we've had another special set before, and when we've also had a main set release. So it should have been like today at the latest, but I guess they're just... I don't know. It just feels weird this time. It feels like Paradox Rift just came out. 151 just came out. Like socially, it feels a little weird. Like I think they are probably going to wait another week or two.
Yeah, we'll see. It's also the holiday time. They may want the focus to be on Paradox Rift or on 151.
Well, that's what I'm saying is that before they have revealed it now under the same exact circumstances of set releases where we've had a special set in the fall and then a special set coming up and a main set. So this is a bit unusual for them to wait, but 151 did have kind of I think it had like a sort of second wave of products released or set like right after the initial wave. So maybe it's, I don't know what's happening.
Yeah, it's weird either way.
It's weird.
We'll see.
It's weird. But anyway, we're expecting the set to be revealed soon. So when it is, we will of course post it on the website and talk about it in the podcast. And we're going to talk about actually some of the Japanese cards. Oh, actually that's a good segue.
That is our first story. Let's jump into it.
Okay. So new cards were revealed from Japan's Shiny Treasure EX earlier this week. The set releases on December 1st. And again, these are going to be the cards we get in our 4.5 set in January. First up was that there is there are new shiny reprints of Charmander from 151 and Wattrel from Paldea Evolved. And I know Wattrel is your favorite Pokemon, right?
Not my favorite, but it's up there. I'd say it's in my top 10.
Oh, I thought you said before I thought you said it was like, oh, maybe you meant from Paldea?
From Paldea.
Oh,
sure,
okay,
yeah,
that's what you
meant.
meant.
Not from overall.
And then we had
we already know who my favorite is.
Blossom. Oh, I have that same Blossom right there.
I know you do. I saw it before you cut off the screen with the PokeBeach.
Oh my god, we're linked.
Yes.
We're linked. And I also have Marrow, Politoed, Castform, Rainiform, and Lotad over there, like as the decorations you see when you walk into my office, like green and blue Pokemon. Or like
I have Blossom,
watery.
and then I have, this is a keychain. This isn't one of the other plushes, but this little Sprigatito.
Oh, Sprigatito. Yes. Okay, so also from Shiny Treasure EX, we got a batch of friend. No, let's leave it. We're just down to earth. We're whatever. From what am I saying? From Shiny Treasure EX, we got several new cards, completely new cards revealed, along with shiny versions of them. So we got a new Charmeleon, Kilowattrel, Mime Jr., Great Tusk EX, and Iron Treads EX. First, let's talk about any of them. Are they noteworthy, competitive-wise?
I think we should talk about all of them, actually, because they're all interesting in their own rights.
Sure.
So I'll go ahead and read Charmeleon out. It's a 90 HP fire type Pokemon that evolves from Charmander. It has the ability Flare Veil. Prevent all effects of attacks done by your opponent's Pokemon done to this Pokemon. Damage is not an effect. And then for 2 fire energy, you have Combustion, does 50 damage. So this is an especially interesting card. If you have a Charmeleon in the active spot, it will prevent it from being smacked by the Technical Machine Devolution.
Oh.
Which is vaguely interesting. It'll also prevent you from being hit, this Pokemon specifically, from being hit by Sableye damage counter drops, because that is an effect of an attack, right? The dropping of damage counters is an effect of an attack, not damage. So it will go. It will be absorbed, if you will, and removed from existence by Flare Veil. So Charmeleon, this is a very interesting Charmeleon, and having 90 HP is also nice because you can find it with Level Ball for however many months that we actually will still have Level Ball with this Charmeleon in play. And then up next would be Kilowattrel. So Kilowattrel has the attack United Thunder. This attack does 10 damage to one of your opponent's benched Pokemon for each Pokemon in your discard pile that has the United Wings attack. Don't apply weakness and resistance for benched Pokemon. And then for Lightning Double Colorless, it has Speedwing and does 90 damage. So this is a vaguely interesting attacker in a potential United Wings deck because it has this United Thunder attack that gives you a sniping option to potentially finish off one of your opponent's Pokemon that's on the bench, especially if they don't have Manaphy in play. It's also vaguely interesting to note this Pokemon does have free retreat, which is always nice to have. I do wish the damage output were a little bit better, but it is what it is.
And we have our first new Mime Jr. in 10 years?
I mean, we could have
since 2000, right? Since 2011's Call of Legends.
We could have just not had a Mime Jr. That would have been fine.
Why not? No, they've been introducing the baby Pokemon again, and
but Mime Jr. can be skipped. It's okay.
It's still a Pokemon. It still deserves to have a card. Anyway,
Mime Jr. is a Psychic type basic Pokemon that has 30 HP, and for no energy attack cost, it has the attack Make Believe Copycat. Your opponent chooses one of their Pokemon's attacks. Use that attack as this attack. So basically, your opponent gets to choose what your attack does. It's terrible, but it's kind of interesting because if they only have one attack, well, surprise, that's all they can choose. So that's what you're doing for no energy. It's interesting.
Yeah. And then we have a brand new Great Tusk EX and Iron Treads EX. These were originally released in Scarlet and Violet, and here we're getting them as ancient Pokemon and future Pokemon. Their introduction in the first Scarlet and Violet set reflects how they were introduced in the video games. So now we're revisiting them and giving them the mechanics that the other Paradox Pokemon are now getting.
So Great Tusk EX has 250 HP as a fighting type basic Pokemon. It has the ability Quaking Destruction. If this Pokemon is in the active spot at the end of your turn, discard the top 5 cards of your deck. And then for fighting triple colorless, Great Bash, the attack does 260 damage, and this attack's damage is not affected by any effects on your opponent's active Pokemon. So if they have some sort of shielding effect on them, it ignores it. If it has a damage reducing effect on them, it ignores it. It does 260. That's what it does. And then Quaking Destruction. I actually don't think Quaking Destruction is all that awful. It sounds terrible, right? Because you're milling your deck, but there are ways to prevent it from happening. So you have stuff like Path of Peak that will actually shut Quaking Destruction off. And then you have other cards like it's an Orthworm that has like an 11th hour tackle sort of attack that could theoretically potentially have synergy with it. These both have huge energy costs for their attacks. So there is that to worry about. But we did also just see a Garganacl that has energy acceleration released in Paradox Rift. So something like that could be paired up with Great Tusk.
Why did they give it this ability, you think? What was the point of that?
I mean, they don't want to make it too broken, I guess. I'm not sure. 250 HP is quite a lot, and with the Ancient Booster Energy Capsule, you're getting up to 310 as a basic Pokemon. So having something like this in the active spot, they got to make you rush through your deck a little bit more so you could risk decking yourself out, maybe. That's my only thought as to why maybe they went that way. I'm not entirely sure.
Then we have Iron Treads EX.
Yes, Iron Treads is a basic Pokemon. It has metal,
metal.
type,
Oh.
not fighting type.
Error.
It has 220 HP. It has the metal colorless attack Clad Rolling, which does 150 damage. You may discard a future booster energy capsule attached to this Pokemon. If you do, during your opponent's next turn, this Pokemon takes 150 less damage from attacks after applying weakness and resistance. So you could basically become a very bulky boy with this particular attack. However, as we just saw, there are some attacks that do go through that damage reduction. So stuff like the Great Tusk that we just saw, that attack would go right through this and immediately knock out Iron Treads because it does more than 220 damage. So Clad Rolling, vaguely interesting, but maybe not as good as the Great Tusk.
And then the Mime Jr. actually completes the illustration that has been drawn by Hyogo Nosuke. Is that how you pronounce it? That
Sure.
illustrator has been drawing several cards over the last year that all connect to each other. And Mime Jr. was the last piece of the drawing. If you put all of their cards together, it will form the full illustration. And I don't think that's something we've really seen before to this scale. And it's cool that Creatures worked with this illustrator to make this happen. We've never seen them do this with like 8-9 cards before. So at least not in
like maybe 2 or 3. It's still really cool.
Or like the Southern Islands set, which is, promo cards or whatever. But this is the first time we've seen it in like a main set, at least in recent memory that I can remember. And then we also got a alternate art reprint of Xatu from Paradox Rift. There you go.
Yeah, I love that art too.
Yeah, it's nice. All right. I think that's it for this news story. Let's see what we have. Okay, so next we have the trademarks that we previously discovered for Wild Force, Cyber Judge, Crimson Haze, and Battle Academy. We now have more information about all of those releases. Starting off, Wild Force and Cyber Judge are going to be dual sets releasing in Japan on January 26th. We previously speculated that these would feature Walking Wake and Iron Leaves just because of their names, like Cyber Judge. Virizion is part of the Three Musketeers, which are the Swords of Justice, Judge, Cyber Judge. Sort of sounds like it'll be Iron Leaves. And then Wild Force could be Walking Wake, which is based on Suicune. Do you want to say anything about that?
Not really. I mean, you got that covered.
And then these two sets will be accompanied by 2 new starter deck and build sets featuring a new Koraidon EX and Miraidon EX. All of the cards we've talked about so far are going to be have the ancient and future mechanic labels. And so our next part of this story is that we previously discovered a trademark for Battle Academy. It was under the same terms as trademarks used for sets, but it turns out it's not going to be a set. It's going to be a set of decks, which presumably is Japan's version of our Battle Academy decks. We're going to see on March 8th 4 Battle Academy decks release featuring Meowscarada EX, Pikachu EX, Lucario EX, and Greninja EX. On the same day, we're going to get 2 new Battle Academy Anytime Anywhere products featuring the same, presumably Meowscarada EX or Pikachu EX. And yeah, it seems to be their version of our Battle Academy decks, which have actually won like a couple of toy awards at toy conventions. So I think that they're saying that maybe this product is doing really well in the English market, so they're translating it over to the Japanese market potentially.
I mean, it's a good product to help new players learn how to play the game. I like it a lot more than the product they released recently that was just like the blue bordered cards.
Oh yeah,
I feel like this is a better intro.
That one it seemed like that was for like teeny tiny kids, like maybe 4 or 5, maybe like
before they can even register for a Pokemon ID.
Yeah, I mean, Pokemon is such a huge franchise, has so many different fans, and I think they're just trying to target as many age groups as they can. So you go from, what was that product? My First Battle deck, all the way up to like Pokemon TCG Classic. It's like You can be a little tiny kid or a full blown adult.
It's like, how much money do you have? Do you have $10 or do you have $400?
Yeah.
Pick.
Are your parents
How old are you?
Are your parents paying for this, or are you like a diehard fan that has a bank account just for Pokemon? So,
I wish I had one.
yeah, I know. I still am not going to spend $400 on that.
No.
On that Pokemon TCG Classic. And then March 22nd, we'll also see the release of Crimson Haze. It'll presumably be, one of the, what do you call them? The sets where it's like the set after the main set's released, like the strengthening pack sets or whatever. Mm-hmm. So it's going to be like a supplemental set, maybe like 80, 90 cards. And Crimson Haze will feature Pokemon from the Teal Mask. The DLC for... what was it called? What was the DLC called again? The Teal Mask. What am I saying? I'm blanking out.
You did just say it, right?
I know. This is again. I know. I just said it. Again, like I've had to get up every day at like 5 a.m. to check for that new 4.5 English set. So I am doing this podcast again, totally tired. But anyway, the DLC, the Teal Mask, introduced Ogerpon, Okidogi, Monkidori, Fenzendipity, Diplin, Poltergeist, Sinistcha, and Blood Moon Ursaluna. So if Crimson Haze is featuring Pokemon from the Teal Mask, as the sell sheet said, then presumably one of these Pokemon are going to be featured as the mascot for the set. So Crimson, Red, Haze could be maybe Blood Moon Ursaluna. I'm not sure.
I think that's the most likely. The others don't really seem likely.
Yeah.
Especially not for a one set, like a subset.
Yeah.
Like you'd want the three, was it four? Well, not really. It's the three
monkeys.
Okidogi, Monkidori, and Fezandipity. Mm-hmm. They'd want to be in more of a main set thing, and Ogerpon definitely needs to be a main set, I think.
And we are probably going to get Ogerpon because so that's it for the news that was revealed this week for those previously revealed trademarks. But we also know there's upcoming trademarks for Night Wanderer and Mask of Change, which will obviously be Japanese sets again. Mask of Change should be obviously Ogerpon. Night Wanderer, maybe like Sinistcha, since it like wanders around at night under the floorboards of a house. I think that's what its Pokedex entry was. So it could be those. But Mask of Change is definitely Ogerpon, I think.
Yeah, for sure. Night Wanderer is a weird one. I just don't feel like Sinistcha can carry a set on its own. It's not that interesting.
I don't know. Yeah, maybe you don't think so? Well, I don't know. Maybe Night Wanderer could also be Blood Moon Ursaluna. I don't know.
Yeah, but then what is Crimson Haze?
No, I know, but I'm saying maybe Night Wanderer because it's like wanders around at night, the moon.
No, I get it. But then we run to what is Crimson Haze?
I don't know. Maybe the three monkeys. They're not really red though.
Yeah, and what does the haze have to do with any of them?
I don't know.
They're not all monkeys anyway, but.
Or yeah, one's a bird. Sorry. Yeah, who knows? So it'll definitely be interesting to see who these, which Pokemon will headline these sets. And then somebody in the comments actually brought up an interesting theory that I hadn't thought about. So we know that we're going to get A-Spec cards next year, as you know, in 2 months or so. Mask of Change could see Ogerpon as the set mascot, so maybe it's going to get A-Spec cards that attach to it to allow it to change form or something.
Yeah, that would be vaguely interesting.
A-Spec tool cards, because like all it is, it just changes its mask. So
I don't know if it necessarily would warrant A-Spec for it though. I feel like that'd be a lot.
Yeah,
but maybe it gives it an attack that makes or changes its type and gives it an attack. That could maybe be worth it. Mm-hmm. I don't know. I know they've done stuff like that in the past with the Victini, like the Victory Piece, and was it Genesect EX? I think had a couple too. There were a few.
Turbo. We talked about that last week. It was I forgot the name of it. The tool. That was that's the most convoluted Pokemon card in existence. Is that Genesect A-Spec card that attaches to it? The G Booster or something? I forgot what it's called.
Yeah.
All right, so that's it for those trademarks. And our final news story. There's actually only 3 news stories this week. That's pretty.
That's so light.
Yeah.
What is this madness?
And yet I'm still tired. because I'm still
like,
asleep because
good. I want to go to sleep.
I know my sleep schedule all messed up just waiting for that 4.5 set. That's what it's like.
Watch it drop the second you took a nap.
Oh yeah, I'm sure. No, news always drops when I go eat, when I go get food, or yeah, not usually when I nap. It does, I guess when I nap I get woken up. But so we know some upcoming English releases now that we've learned from distributors. One is on February 23rd. We're going to see the release of a new Combined Powers Premium Collection. It's going to come with a whopping 11 booster packs, 7 promo cards, a jumbo card, and a code card. We have absolutely no other information and don't know what this is going to feature. Past in the news story, I put some past Powers collections we've gotten, and they vary wildly from reprints to having brand new cards in them that are interesting. So your guess is as good as mine what this is going to have.
I mean, what is it? The Mega Powers at least is the most likely to be similar. That has a lot of packs in it, right?
Yeah, but
or is that mostly promos?
It's both for the Mega Powers collection that came out during X and Y. Kind of hard to remember at this point without Googling it. But this could be an opportunity to maybe release some of the cards we haven't gotten from the Sword and Shield era like the Quagsire V, or maybe the
Combined Powers for Quagsire V. I don't know about that one.
It could also be maybe the unique cards from Pokemon TCG Classic, maybe like the Lugia Ho-Oh thing, maybe.
The only thing I can think of is the starters. We kind of talked about starter promos last week.
Could be.
Like maybe the starter Evos. That maybe.
We're just wildly guessing. We have absolutely
no idea.
So
we're like,
let
us
know in the comments what you think it could be. That's a good
yes. What do you think it's going to be? What promos are we going to see, and how wrong are we about what it's going to be?
And then we're also going to get a new EX box with 2 unique promos in it and 2 new EX battle decks on February 23rd. They're going to be configured like recent releases. So here's like the Cyclizar EX box, which had the Rotom and the Cyclizar EX promo along with the jumbo version. And then EX battle decks, we've gotten several of them now.
Yeah, watch that be how we get the stupid starter alt arts.
Maybe.
So, everything is going to have the starters in it. Everything.
So that's it for news this week. What else do we want to talk about? No, you go ahead.
No, I think you were headed this direction. I just wanted to welcome Natalie Miller to the PokeBeach article program.
Yes. Welcome, Natalie. I reached out to her and I said, Hey, do you want to write for us? And she's like, yeah, of course. And then we did it and it was easy.
Yeah, that's great. She's a great player and a great author. It's gonna be great. Looking forward for her articles in the future.
And we're gonna have some upcoming announcements about the article program in the next, I don't know, maybe month and a half. So look forward to that and be sure to subscribe to it if you haven't already, because that's going to be part of the announcements coming up. Okay, so what else? Should we talk about or should we announce the winners or whatever?
Yeah, let's announce the winners.
Okay, so last week we asked you guys to comment on the YouTube video, the PokeBeach article referencing the podcast, and the tweet made out about the podcast. And we've picked a winner from each of those 3 to receive 50 code cards from 151. So do you want to announce the results?
Sure. We need to edit in a drum roll here. From Twitter, we have Tandem TCG.
Nice. Oh, I've seen them comment before. Oh, that's cool.
They've commented quite a bit. They're very active. Yes.
Nice. Nice. It's a deserving winner.
Ready for YouTube? Are you ready for YouTube?
Sure.
YouTube's going to be crazy. YouTube is caught on camera for you.
What?
That's who won.
Okay.
Caught on camera for you.
All right. And then
and then from PokeBeach itself, Cyndaquil 987.
Oh, awesome. Very deserving winners.
So message Water Pokemon Master or PokeBeach Twitter handle on your account to get your code
cards, and we'll arrange to send them to you. Cool. Was there anything else for this week?
Not really. There are no major events this week, so no major tournaments. Paradox Rift still is not legal, unfortunately, for tournament play. So we're still stuck in that 151 format for any local events that happen this week. But if you have a cup or a challenge, do be sure to hit them up. Support your local game store. Go there, play, have some fun.
Awesome. All right. Well, that's it for the week. There's nothing else to talk about. Hopefully next week we will get more Shiny Treasure EX cards revealed and the English 4.5 set, which will be based off that Japanese set. And yeah, is that it? Anything else?
And LAIC next week.
Oh, right. Yep. And they'll be giving out a code card for the Iron Valiant special illustration rare EX. So look forward to that. And I think that's it. What do you? Any closing remarks, Justin Basil?
Don't forget to have fun when playing the Pokemon trading card game. I know
I
it
would
can get
certainly
competitive,
hope so.
but have some fun.
You know, we haven't had a cheating scandal in a little while. That's pretty good.
We'll get it at LAIC. It's okay.
You think so? Yeah, maybe. I hope not.
Yeah, there'll be a DQ or two. We'll figure it out.
Somebody's gonna post a tweet apology thing saying, you know,
Love those Twitlongers every time.
Twitlockers. Somebody's gonna do something.
I remember it was a couple weeks ago. It's been months ago now. Somebody actually posted like an AI generated apology for a Twitlonger.
Oh yeah.
just as a meme, and it was everything every one of these apologies has ever been.
Do not cheat. You are on camera now, and there's honestly no honor in cheating. You know, I play dodgeball every week, and there are some teams that constantly cheat. They don't take their outs when they're hit by the ball, and it's like, why? What's the thrill in winning if you're not winning because of, you know, your own skill or your own practicing? It's just I've never understood why people cheat at a game. I don't get it.
I mean, there's money on the line. Or at least with Pokemon, that's the case.
Oh, I guess
and there's
that's
a lot
true.
of money on the line now. So we get some of the individuals that just want to get some easy money.
Do you think that's why there's been maybe feels like an increase? I don't know if it actually is an increase, but maybe it's because
No, I think most of the instances have actually been before this, but I do think some of the more recent accusations have been a result of this. I think it was Sacramento. There was a player that was accused of having cheated, and apparently they had a history of having done so in Yu-Gi-Oh. So it's both unfortunate and not surprising.
Well, don't cheat. You're on camera, and you will be eaten alive by Twitter people. So don't, or X people, I should say. So
no, we are always people. We are never former or ex people. We are Twitter people.
And Twitter people. All right, cool. Well, that's it for the week, and we look forward to talking about the news next week. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe to get the latest weekly news roundups. Oh my God, I'm messing this up. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe to get weekly news roundups, and check the website for the latest news if you want to follow the news throughout the week.
We'll see you next week.
Adios, Ariadoses. Ariadai. Ariado? Ariados?
I feel like Adios Ariados should be an actual thing now.